Hello, Altman Plants. Today we're going to talk about end caps and merchandising effectively and making sure that it's nice and organized. When we look at this first example, this is a good example of end cap merchandising. You're going to want to make sure that everything is to the edge of the table, that it's nice and balanced on your rows, and that you've got it nice and cleaned up. The only thing that we can see here is that one of the bricks is out of place. So this is an example of a nice full end cap, and you can see that we've had to skirt on the sides. Sometimes you may have to overflow and go around the front as well. That's acceptable, and that'll make a nice full presentation. And here's another example of the skirting with a different product. Again, you can do that as long as you're not overpowering one product with the other. This one looks nice and balanced, so that's a good example. So here's an example of an end cap on the front where you can see we use two different colors. It is the same pot and the same price point, so that's acceptable. We just want to make sure that you're not mixing prices or pot sizes, that kind of thing. But having two shelves of different colors, that's acceptable. And if you run out of cachets, then the next thing you can go to is 1 gallons, whether it be branded or black pot. And here you can see some examples of that. And that is kind of the last thing you want to do. After that would be hanging baskets. So as you get into your shrub yard, you want to make sure that you are using shrubs for the end caps. We don't want to use annuals or perennials back there. And you want to make sure that it's something flowering and colorful. Well, here you can see it's one of our ad items and then some roses. Those are good choices to use for your end caps. And finally, making sure that it stays organized as some of the product sells down. Here you can see we've got some gaps. All we want to do is make sure we reorganize the product. Even if you don't have more, you can still use the same product to shift it and make it look full again. If you don't go to the edge of the grid on the sides, that's okay, as long as it looks balanced and clean. So finally, make sure you got your signage correct, and that's all you've got to do.